Where is she? Where's her daughter? How on earth you disappeared? Ashbury. She disappeared from here. There she is. She doesn't react. Like nothing happened. And her daughter is dead. Dracula.
It's locked.
Alright, to the hospital. Let's save Dr. Swansea. It's fucking enough. I don't wanna fight if I don't have to.
What is this truck?
It's one of them!
Are the vampire hunters here already?
Everything seems normal here. All is cool. Let's go to Dr. Swansea. I think everything is perfectly fine now.
Those bastards.
Oh no,
What have they done to Edgar?
it's not fine. Follow the blood trail.
McCullum and his thugs are taking the credit for Edgar's abduction. They really mean business.
It's unlocked now. Alright, this is all new. Altar. Let's see.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for one.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No, I'm trying to put an end to it. Just like you are.
You're its progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
I wanna try something, eh? For the start, let's test this shotgun. Oh, the damage. Oh, the damage.
The blood of a true defender of this land will...
Okay, now you don't react anymore.
Protect me, or pin you down! If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you? Free would prevail!
Fuck this light.
True light will cleanse you! Show some style. Fight. Come on, Reid. Try something else. We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Priwen. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll make you a vampire. I'll make you one of us.
No! Kill me!
Prepare yourself, Hunter. You're about to be hunted, just like me.
No! No!
When I kissed my poor mother goodbye, I had no idea what I was doing. But now I do. Consider this my kiss of Judas. Welcome to the world through the looking glass.
I don't know if that was the right choice, but it was tempting. You couldn't embrace him, you could only spare him or turn him into a vampire. Let's see where he is. Reach Doris Fletcher Theater. For real. In a theater again. Any new events? No. Alright, that's close. Easy done. Lord Sheffield. Shit, I need stamina. Really? What is it now? Where you came from? Who you left? $100 shillings.
So Priwen never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Theater is their headquarters now. Could they be in a basement? Or upstairs?
I have this thirst for blood.
How about over here? Shit. That's another way in only. Okay. Here.
This is despicable.
There's Swansea. Okay. I think that's the way out. Or not. Nah, that door is for Swansea. Okay. Let's see what's happening. What on earth? Huh. How do I get down there? There's gotta be a way.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Bloody hell, how do I get down there? another bug, come on.
I cannot enter.
Fuck. Gather information about Edgar Swansea's work. Where? What the fuck? Should I investigate at the hospital? And then come back here? It could be, but it could also be the game is bugged. I don't know now.
Return at a more convenient time.
What do you mean return at a more convenient time? Not from here, from here. Let's see, maybe it's from here. There is also this shit here. Don't know where to enter. Let's try from here. Or you need to rest and then go here. Shit. Get information about Edgar Swansea's work.
It's locked, all right.
Really? It's locked? From what? I just entered from there. What is this crap?
It's locked.
You are kidding me. You are fucking kidding me. What about all the way up? Here. Only thing that I can do is go back to his room at the hospital and check it out. Or ask someone
At a more
around.
convenient time.
Convenient time, as he says here. Or you need to rest and then come back here. That's all that I can think about. It is the theater. But I can open 2 doors. Let's check his room at the hospital. If it's not dead, then I'll rest. I'm going the right way. Kinda, yeah. Here. Let's ask first. Maybe they know something about this.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ah,
Goodbye.
it's not that, it's his room. If it's not his room, then we need to rest. Gather information about Edgar Swanson's work. No, it's not. Let's rest. Then we'll see. Maybe we need to rest. Whitechapel is hostile now. They're all dead. In other words. If I don't heal them, I guess. I could go and check out, since that's close. Not there. Here. These fucking vampires. Whitechapel. I'll see what's happening. And you are another vampire. But they're strong. Hope I'm not late. I really hope so. I'm not late. Good. Heal them all. I can't allow this district to fall too.
Do you need... That would be... effective. How... I always thought... And you're not empty. Goodbye. Hello.
She's always healthy. What's the deal with you? I wanna see. What's the fucking deal with you? Do you speak?
Oh, cruel
Do you
thief.
speak?
I still had so many things to give to this world.
Medical voucher.
You stole all my tears and all my joys to come.
So you do speak.
Good evening. And good evening.
But there's nothing special about her.
I didn't... How can I imagine we are all part? I'll leave.
Priest. Where is he? Is this still locked? Funny.
Good evening.
Shit.
Do you need any assistance? I'm for... Goodbye.
You.
Good evening.
It's fun.
Don't you fight? No.
Come with me. You fucking maniac.
Please forgive me, my lord, for my eyes were blind to the devil in front of me. My task will remain.
Tobias Cross. Tobias Lighter. What? Available icon lighter, probably of Father Tobias Whitaker by his follower Samuel. Available cross.
Hello again.
Hello, Doc.
Do you need to be on?
What? You don't want treatment? Oh shit, I'm out.
Good.
Fucking out of medicine. Let's see if the main quest works now.
Goody.
You look. What? Goodbye. Good evening. You don't seem.
Oh.
I can try to help. A gun? Good evening.
Quảng sắc.
How do you? You. Goodbye.
Most of them are healed. But it's maximum stamina, is maximum blood. I'll see the consequences now. They all died. Jesus Christ. The fall of Whitechapel. All right. Was the hand hostile? Because I killed those two. There was like 20-30,000 XP in those two districts that I won't get now. They're all gone. Level 20. mention secrets and everything else. See if the main quest works. If it doesn't, the game is bugged. Should work now. Investigate after Swan's kidnapping.
It's locked, all right.
Gather information about Edgar Swanson's work.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Is there any more evidence around here? Or is that it? I don't know.
I cannot enter.
Locked.
Blood of a pure heart. Garlic. Blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I should find the key to that box. It's locked, all right. Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
I put him in a somewhat delicate position when I made him an immortal.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan,
Hello, Milo.
I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession? Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
failed. One hit failed, one hit gain. I don't know. There are so many options. You need at least 2 playthroughs. At least 2 playthroughs. Talk to Lady Ashbury. What do I do with a safe here?
It's locked.
Ah, shit, he died. Where are we now? Upstairs. Talk to Lady Ashbury. I don't know. There's... You need to go with 2 playthroughs. There is no other way.
Return at a more convenient time. So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
I'll send you to hell. Over there!
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
What the fuck? To Harriet Jones? A drop of irremarkable Lord Redgrave. Obtain a drop of King Arthur's blood from Geoffrey McCallum. Search for insulin in the old morgue of the Pembroke Hospital. Lord Redgrave first, I guess.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Redgrave is closest.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
What? Come on. Get in. I think it's here. I didn't check the map, but I think it's here.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to imitate.
There we improvised. Where are you? Where are you? Downstairs. What's this for?
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
All is already lost. The city verges on collapse. The epidemic has spread so widely. Disgusting skals are everywhere.
The epidemic could be stemmed if I destroy the original carrier. England can be saved, but only with Marshall's blood.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Stop this farce. Marshall never was your maker. I have no idea how you acquired his blood, but I need it now.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reid. Our fate lies wholly in your hands. You again?
I have a few...
You hold in that vial the most sacred blood of all.
That's all. Obtain a drop of King Arthur's blood from Geoffrey McCallum. He's a vampire now. McCallum. I turned him. Let's see where it is on the map. Need to obtain everything, then to rest. Let's see what happened with the hospital.
This is my territory.
Holy shit, not these idiots. Just fucking run. One is close to the hospital. New dialogue available with Swansea. And one is over there. I'm closer to the hospital. No events. Yeah, no events.
Easy does it, boys.
Fuck off, all
We
of
can
you.
deal with this vermin. Look at it, vicious beast. Stop! It's a leech! Kill it!
Right way.
Mine! I'll take it.
There's so many
It's
of
a
them.
leech! Kill it!
I need to cure them all.
Good evening. Do you need... Art?
Yes.
Goodbye.
It's getting worse and worse.
Good evening.
Good
You
evening.
healthy? Shit.
Good...
This dead flesh.
Good
I
evening.
need blood.
Do you...
I can.
Well,
Thank.
I'll leave you. Good
Fair.
evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you?
I need blood.
Just
again.
the fuck move from there.
Soldier.
Not
As don't. Goodbye.
disgust on every street corner.
Good evening.
Good.
Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't?
Really? I didn't suspect he knew.
Perhaps he thinks you should
See how.
Do you need... There... Goodbye.
I will not let you down.
Good evening. Is there...
Reid? Where?
Goodbye.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a book.
Good evening. Do you need...
And you...
I have to...
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm
I have to...
all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening.
Do you...
Do you... What?
Goodbye.
I'm...
Do you need...
I...
Thank you.
Let's at least try to keep the hospital safe.
Good. Do you need...
Treatment for fatigue.
I will... Good.
Let's see what became of Swansea. It's a fucking vampire now. This should be enough to keep hospital safe. Earth. Do we do with tickets now?
It's locked, all right.
To get there. I wanna go down.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
You still there? He's not.
Good evening. Do you need an...
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Where is he? I need to rest. He's not here. Let's see what changes. Alright. It's whatever. Because we've gone to shit. Where is he? He's here now.
Jonathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Thank me? For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am, well, I'm just like you.
Making you my progeny was supposed to be a punishment, Dr. Swansea.
Don't worry, I know. From time to time, I even experience glimpses, flashes, of your very thoughts. It can be somewhat annoying, my dear. Quite a punishment indeed.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Have you news of Geoffrey McCullum? I'm sure both of you would have quite an interesting discussion after recent events.
He left the hospital without being treated for the severe beating you gave him. We'll meet again soon enough.
Does not the prospect of meeting him as a vampire thrill you? The two old enemies reunited post-mortem.
Maybe we could even share a glass of wine. I really don't know if he will accept his condition. He has spent his life beheading leeches, you know.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Let's hope that's gonna happen.
Goodbye.
Should have killed him. Way too fucking late now. Oh, where do we start? I guess from here. Insulin at the old morgue of the Pembroke Hospital. Prevents inside. It's even worse, strong prevents inside.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous than me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
It's all the way up. Better bunker. All the way down. Just a quick check. Then we go for McCullum. Check him out as a vampire.
It's best stay back, sir. Kill it! He's done for!
Should they use someone with blood, like for example him? Kill him. Where are you all spawning from? Come on. Has anything changed? No, that's it. McCollum. I guess he won't give his blood that easily. He'll probably fight. They're supposed to be at a cemetery. Yeah, the cemetery. Only ways from here. Wasn't there for a long time.
Look lively! It's on to us!
You just fuck off.
With you! A leech! A leech!
Let's see what's the closest. I think it's from here.
I hate leeches! This one's mine! Over there! There's one of them birds!
Ah shit, I need to kill them. What are you doing at a cemetery?
If McCollum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Not a good place for a steady, boys! We've got... Watch yourselves! This one! Smart! Murdering bastard!
He's fighting skals up there. Where are you? There you are. Let's see.
Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to mock me, Reid?
Not at all, McCollum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCollum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I have found the carrier, McCollum. The infection's source. It may be science or some supernatural power that's responsible for all this. But I will harness either or both to end the epidemic.
A vampire doctor. My God, you're a terrifying creature. Jonathan Emmett Reid.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reid.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Reid after teaching me how to kill leeches.
How are you adapting to immortality?
I feel so powerful it gives me shivers. I could be the greatest vampire hunter ever. Your worst nightmare, in truth.
Will you leave the Guard now that you are what you are?
Are we not creatures of deceit? I could hide my nature from my men, or name a successor. Go my own way. I know not yet my path.
Will you hunt me down?
You're a vicious beast, Reid. Perhaps the city needs you at this time, but I shall not forget what you did.
Farewell, my progeny.
Do not stretch your luck, Reid.
Find a hideout to create an antidote. We can do it from a hospital. I just reached the fucking hospital. Tombs of those that died. NPCs that died in the game. Their tombs are here. What the? Clayton Darby. Christina Pop. That's what a cemetery is for. Camellia. All that died are here. Nice touch there, I like it. What did it do?
Back to the bloody crime!
Ah, not from here. They have their fun there. I haven't killed all of them, to be honest. Most of them were lost or dead. You see how little of them are embraced. For example, here, where dead, dead, embraced, dead, 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 embraced, dead, 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 dead. I haven't embraced a lot at all. So it's not my fault. It's the epidemic. A bit of my choices, but it's still epidemic. Fear of Angels recipe.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Destroy the original skals. So skals were the problem all the time. Could enter from western docks, was fighting. Reach the hive. I don't know what's the best thing I've seen from E3. Perhaps new Ori. I haven't seen Doom gameplay, but I know what to expect. No Elder Scrolls gameplay.
Want some of this?
I don't know.
Look at it! Vicious fucker!
They didn't show much, to be honest.
This is Ascalon's domain.
Good evening.
Look who's...
Are you
Yes, he was a decent man. Too soft, maybe. They are all gonna pay for this.
Tell me, Ed.
He should... I've... So...
Can I off...
Give it...
Can you forget your...
I doubled my price.
You doubled your prices. That's the penalty. You can cross here. Stick to the bitch. And we're there in the sewers. I don't know if this is where the game ends. It's impossible that the game ends with Harriet Jones. That would be stupid. Another week here. I should have added a fast travel. It depends what platformers. I like everything. Depends what. I loved Mark of the Ninja, for example. I enjoyed Mark of the Ninja. Was thinking to play Apotheon next after this game. I wanna see what it is.
I cannot enter.
I never played Apotheon. We'll see. I love the style of that game. I like it how it looks. Plus it's only €3. It's very cheap.
I have this thirst for blood.
was the hive? Was it here? I need to find that shit now.
This place has been ransacked.
Well, I got it. Good. Locate Harriet
They've all
Jones.
been slaughtered. Pre-one? No, not their style.
Damn, the old grandma is the main boss. What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Tons of blood, for example. Yeah, let's follow the trail of blood. That's a lot of blood.
Where is old Bridget? Damn. If I'd come earlier, they would still be alive.
What do you want? Is it a good game? Yeah,
Take not a step
it is.
further, child,
It actually
for you
is.
are unprepared.
It has its flaws.
You, at last. I wondered when
But
you would
overall,
show
it's
your
good.
face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
What is your truth?
Grandma Harriet.
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Myrddin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
Tell me about this disaster creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
It seems like it's the last boss fight. This is where the game ends. Bang, let's see where not supposed to go there. I'm supposed to go here. So where does this lead? It's a way out. It's a way out. You just need 2 playthroughs, there is no other way with this game. At least 2 playthroughs. Ooh, look at the grandma. Same as her daughter. They look the same.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor,
You don't say.
help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Oh, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you!
Couldn't make this more disgusting.
My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature?
Shh. And what happens when we die and you use this? I haven't died once so far in this game. Not one single time. You feed on a disease. Holy shit, you're easy. What the fuck, that's it! Okay, she explodes. I guess. There goes Grandma. Red Queen's avatar.
This anger I feel, is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now? Oh!
I'm not sure. I think blood covers
Blood, feed me.
slowly. What this shit? But recover fucking blood. Needed serums for this. You know that. The bitch. The bitch is strong.
Eat, for this is my body.
What knew it?
I will reap that innocence abundant.
The second phase.
Red the crop.
What are you doing, you bitch?
Feed your mother, child.
Just fuck off. Here you go. Shit.
Eat, for this is my body.
Haven't died once in the whole playthrough. There is no difficulty in this game.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget.
What?
What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Skal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other skals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over. I have avenged my poor Mary.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reid, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient, malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long. Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
What on earth? Healthy career. Wasn't the final boss. What? What do you want?
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother. My dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Maybe a vampire too, eh?
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skals. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
Really?
What will become of the vampire hunters?
In their leader, you now have a spy behind enemy lines. By guiding your progeny, you may yet protect your immortal friends for some time to come. If you dare.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
Edgar? Are you serious?
In a manner, you opened the way for him by slaying Usher Talltree. Clever if you had planned it. But a mistake most sinister if you did not.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reid. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
David
Did
Beckham.
I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reid. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
Funny. Okay.
It's locked, all right.
How do we get in then?
The walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
Multiple ways to go here. But there is nothing to loot, nothing to see.
It's locked. The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere. Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered. Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside. This castle is falling apart. That sweet fragrance, Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Come on.
Here's another switch. I should keep looking.
Come on, please. I have to place a fucking puzzle.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Vincent van Gogh.
Here's another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Might be the right order for all of this. How big is this shit?
This painting looks suspicious.
What painting?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Still don't know what to do with those switches.
Here's another switch.
Shield?
I should keep looking.
Sword? Fire, flower, whatever. Moon.
I have this thirst for blood.
You were talking about this painting. It does look way much different than the game. This is like, it feels like a new game considering how dark London is.
I cannot enter.
Are you kidding me? What's the bloody point then? Locate the secret passage. Moon sword, shield, fire. Let's try like that. Moon sword, shield, fire. Moon.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Sword.
Voila.
I opened it! Shit. What happens if I press a shield now? You can't. Alright, alright. What is this? Ancient tome. William Marshall got infected. Trapped in St. Paul's Church. Set the building on fire. Elizabeth is his daughter. Blood of the purest heart mixed with blood of a king. Pure essence of garlic. We already did that. He suffered the same fate as Jonathan Reid. That's the whole point. Tear of Angels. Blood of King. Garlic essence. And she's got a blood of hate. And he gave her the antidote. And he is buried in the crypt. That's the whole mystery. So he is here along with Elizabeth.
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No, never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reid.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
But you had your whole life there.
Not anymore. Especially after my dear Charlotte was murdered.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
The city has suffered, but it will prevail in the end.
A more cynical analysis would be that this is an acceptable catastrophe.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this, through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation, and the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty echo who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried.
Hello, Rocky.
Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Skals, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I need to know more. I want to know who you really are. Where you were born. Where you lived.
I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood in 1551 in Hertfordshire. My parents owned a pub, in Hoddesdon. Are you satisfied?
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yes?
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
I never played Nier Automata. I mean, I played it for 2 hours. That's about it.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Who cares? We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing? Where is the Jonathan I once saved from a skal in this abandoned factory?
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore. Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
Is that it?
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen champion, like others before you. Prey to lust and desire, slave to the everlasting thirst. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas, she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
That's it. It requires 2 playthroughs, but for sure I won't play it again. I'll just watch the other ending, and that's about it. We play something else soon, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll be seeing you back tomorrow. Wish you all good night.